Julius Odwee, the former Deputy Inspector General of Police, now lives a quiet life filled with forestry and farming in his home district of Dokolo, where he has been since he retired in 2011. His home is surrounded by different species of trees that are grown for timber, fruits, and herbs, among others. Odwee says he is the biggest producer of trees for timber and tree seedlings in the entire Dokolo district. In retirement, Odwee has finally been able to put in practice the skills and knowledge he picked at Makerere University, where he obtained a Bachelor of Forestry degree in 1981. An unexpected turn of events meant that Odwee never got to put his forestry skills to use after university because he found himself pursuing an unrelated career in the police force.
A certain senior officer came on the corridor and found me waiting there. I said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I brought my friends for interview." "What about you?" I said, "No, I'm not going to do interview." He said, "But I see you looking like somebody who can be a good police officer. Why don't you join police?" I said, "No, I'm not interested." He said, "No, you join police." So he went inside and got a form. Those who they had been registered, me, I didn't register. So he went and registered me and he brought a form for me to fill.
This was at the time when Obote had just become a president called for police recruitment. After 9 months of training as a cadet, Odwee was sent to Mbale district.
When I was in Mbale, I took on a corporal and a sergeant as my supervisors. Why? Because they are full-time ready. And I told them that I don't know much. So they found that it was good to work with me.
Odwee worked in the Obote II government until Obote was overthrown by Tito Okello Lutwa.
So I went to town and find out what is happening. So they told me, "Your colleagues have run away. What are you doing here?" I said, "No, where have they run and why?" For me, I have no problem. I'm working for the government of Uganda. I'm not working for a person. So I know Obote comes from Lao, but I came in to work for Uganda.
He continued doing his work until Museveni captured power in 1986, after which many police officers lost their jobs after screening.
Police was about 12,000, but the screening reduced the police to 5,000. If you are junior staff, you go home with 100,000. If you are an officer, go home with 300,000. It was also devastating because that was not supportive.
Soon after, another major recruitment of police officers was conducted.
And they continued recruiting cadets, 80, 100, 80, 100, until the time of Kaiwura when the recruitment shot up from 100 and something to 500 cadets. And I understand recently when I had left the police, it went to 1,000. It is not easy to train leaders when there are very many. It is not easy. You cannot assess, you cannot build capacity.
Odwee rose through a number of ranks and worked as district CID officer in a number of districts. After his good performance at district level, he was called back to CID headquarters in Kampala.
So when I reached there, my first mind was that I told the director that we must produce annual crime report because these things have been coming. So for that year, I told them that let me write a circular to guide on how to make improvement on making annual report. But it has become a darling of the police now to say that they also have reports. That's what I said for them. It was not there in the police.
Odwee was later promoted to become the director of operations, where he did a lot of work for the police force.
So I had to work hard to develop child and family protection unit for the police. And it went well. Community policing had started much earlier, but because I had done it so well in Busoga, it was now simple for me to guide the whole country.
But Odwee remembers the work he did in Karamoja, where he fought cattle rustling.
Donors gave me 45 billion shillings. It is the greatest support I've ever seen in life. And I looked at that money like the biggest solution to cattle rustling and removing people from the camps. But if it was these days, I don't know whether 45 billion would have done anything. But I made sure that no money is abused. And at the time of my retirement, I wrote a report, 300 copies, to be given to donors, ministers, district leaders, police commanders, RDCs, and so on, and President's office has also.
As a person who has worked under a number of IGPs, including Katumba Wamala and Kale Kaihura, he has his assessment of these two soldiers who became police chiefs.
You know, police work, it has its own profile. And Katumba had come with his skills of leadership. That's one thing I see good with Katumba. Even if he was a military man, but he knew leadership. Yeah, Kaihura came and found me in the police. We worked with him. We started well, and we went on, but you know, God does not give people the same way you expect. He had his own gift of being available everywhere.
He deputized General Kale Kaihura until his retirement.
Then the minister says, you are not going. Please, elections is also coming, you are not going. I said, I have not come to be permanent in the police. It means that I have not been able to prepare police officers. Or there's a personal interest. So government buys for me a new vehicle, ministerial vehicle. It is the vehicle which Okoth-Ochola is using, I think, up to now. They increased my salary from 1.7 to 4.2 million. That is big at that time. Petty cash in the office from 2 million to 7 million. I said, I came and found these things here. When I came from Dokolo, I came with my certificate. I did not come with a vehicle, not even money.
But they did not want him to leave because his services were still needed. Although he is retired, Odwee is not happy about the way police is being run.
The police is losing control because if army men have been brought there, the army men don't know much about the police. And many other police officers look as if they are frustrated, they are demoralized. So the police is not having a proper direction. So something needs to be done.
Army deployment in the police is another thing Odwee is against.
If you want to make police independent, let them be there. If they make mistakes, deal with their mistakes. Let the army be there. That's why these institutions are supposed to work independently. But they can join hands. If there's a big problem, they can join hands.
He is saddened by the emergence of virtually defined irregular units within the police, like the so-called Kibok Squad.
I told him that, Kaihura, you have presided over a very bad thing in the police. And I put it in a writing. I said, this is not going to work. There's no Kiboko in the police, and there's no Kiboko Squad. If those people are doing on their own, they should have been arrested. But they did it in the presence of the police, which means that police is promoting Kiboko Squad.
He says today's police force is not professional.
It is a police which has built this potential of violence. It is the police. Of course, they have been motivated by somebody saying that let them not be like this. But the police can tell government also what they have experience on. Like for me, those days, if the president wants me to do something, I would explain to him the consequences of what can be out of this. And the president would understand.
So I ask him if it is possible to revive the police force.
And it will take a minimum of 6 years. If you have not worked properly, it is 10 years for the police to come back to what it is.
However, Odwee says he has already given a piece of guidance on how the current IGP can restore the police force to its former glory.
The first thing I told him that screen the police, screen them and categorize them. Those who have been given rapid promotion, are they worth? What can you do about it? Those who have been rapid deployment from nowhere is a big man, big woman somewhere. What is the problem? Screen them.
Odwee is also serving as a clan leader in his retirement. Agness Nandutu, NTV, Living History.